A whole drama set in fancy foreign locations, best actors, as polished a production as can be. Upar se satirizing the rich and their crybaby attitudes about nearly everything in life. Sign me up! But oh, wait, oh no, don't pull your punches now. Hey all, my name is Sucharita. I'm a film critic. This is my channel where you will now find all of my work, which if you like and appreciate, do please consider sticking around and watching more as well. Today we're talking about The White Lotus Season 2, which has begun to stream on Disney Plus Hotstar.
Welcome to The White Lotus in Sicily.
La Dolce Vita.
Of the 7 episodes this season, 5 have been shared with critics for reviews, so it's likely there might be some changes in the way I feel about this season overall once I've watched it in its entirety. क्योंकि अगर last season से कुछ याद है तो वो ये कि creator, writer and director of every single episode, Mike White, holds his cards close, not revealing until the very end who dies and under which circumstances. So as far as structure is concerned, season 2 for the most part follows the first. The unexpected award-winning success that it turned out to be. Not attempting to fix something that isn't broken, Mike White steps cautiously with this one while still making a few key changes. जैसे फर्स्ट सीन में आप गॉर्जियस एक सिसिली के बीच पर हैं. The cinematography is designed to highlight the natural beauty and mystery of the geographical location. The opulence and charm of the hotel is a smaller part of the visuals. Everything is warm and captured so skillfully, one can smell the salty air, feel the breeze. So just as you're settling in to enjoy vicariously the sights of a country which most of us probably will get to visit if we're lucky, a dead body washes up on the beach. Guests understandably begin to freak out. Within a minute or so, more dead bodies are discovered. We don't know how many, we don't know who. Season 1 had biting, sharp commentary about how capitalism and white privilege go hand in hand, explored cleverly through the eyes of a luxury resort manager whose job it is to encourage this bad behavior because, you know, his livelihood depends on it. Not everyone wants to be an activist, you see. So the secret lives of vacation resort workers, people we're paying to be our friends, was a great insight into that. Season 2 again has a manager, an impeccable Sabrina Ampaccia-Torre. Sorry about my pronunciation. She's Valentina. But she's not our guide into relationships with these guests or even the staff. 2 local young sex workers, Simona Tabasco as Lucia and Beatrice Grano as Mia, lead us into this world, changing the tonality of this season from wealthy people who don't know the real world to even wealthy people are just as horny and debauched as the rest of us. Flitting from one suite to the next, Lucia and Mia are the undeniable stars of this season, much like Jennifer Coolidge was in the show's last outing. As the only major recurring character, this time Jennifer Coolidge as Tanya has much less to do and, might I say, has been brought back perhaps because the audience just loved her eccentricities so much. See, the last time, Tanya had a purpose. There was a reason to her sadness and her weirdness. Her mother had died and she couldn't get herself to part with her mother's ashes. Slowly, as you got to know this character, you felt her hurt, her loneliness, and she emerged as a complete human beyond the initial shock of her general attitude. The approach of the writing towards Tanya was empathetic and it was generous. Continuing her story, now she's married to the man she met in Maui, who evidently has fallen out of love with her. Tanya's histrionics now seem more at her expense, aimed to make you laugh at this pathetic, insecure, extremely unlikable, blubbering woman with $500 million.
Like she's gonna be in our bed and stuff. I don't know what's going on with Greg, but I think it's bullshit. I think he's having an affair.
Felt a little unkind, to be honest. Not that Mike White is kind to anyone. From the cheating Hollywood producer, his aging sexist father and Stanford-educated ultra I am a feminist son, to Tanya's joyless new assistant. There's one finance bro and his pretty blonde wife who are over the news and don't read. Pretty much all the major guests in this season are unlikable people. The only exception among the guests who you want to root for is the amazing Aubrey Plaza as Harper, a lawyer whose husband has come into money, and there are 2 people trying to navigate a rich man's world as new entrants into it while staying authentic and incorrupt. It's great to see Aubrey Plaza's acting abilities, frankly, as a serious dramatic performer, considering mostly we've gotten to see her play the screwy oddball in ensemble casts.
Are these the kind of people we're gonna be hanging out with now?
Did you vote, babe? Be honest.
I did. Didn't I?
Doesn't matter.
White Lotus Season 2 is as polished as a TV show can get. Every scene, every powerful dialogue, every setting flows from one cut to the next so seamlessly and with so much ease, you feel like you're there. You're watching these events unfold in front of your eyes while dramatic irony is at play because the viewer knows not one but multiple oblivious guests are about to die. It's really fun. But unlike the first season, this one doesn't seem to be interested in pointed or analytical criticism of societal structures as much. There is a lot more nudity this time, though. Nearly all major characters have some sort of making out / full-blown sex scenes preceded by their own unique mating rituals, which, while, fun to watch, unfortunately do not require rapt or involved attention. The second season does once again succeed in highlighting how people with big egos are actually really, really small, especially when set against the backdrop of giant unforgiving waves of beautiful unending beaches. This outing might not be the most thought-provoking, but it's not unappealing either. Like I said, the final 2 episodes are still to be watched. I could change my mind. If you'd like to find out, stick around and subscribe to my channel. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, The White Lotus Season 2 episodes 1 to 5 are 1.5 minutes के opening credits हैं, लेकिन उफ, they're like a painting you would see in a museum like the Louvre, and you spend hours studying that painting. Combined with that eerie background score, I couldn't bring myself to skip intro even once. I'm sure there are clues about the subplots in there that I've missed. So go and watch the intro, and if you spot any clues that I missed, मुझे comments में यहाँ पे आके बताइए. I have so many more reviews coming up this week. Please subscribe to my channel. My name is Sucharita. Thank you for stopping by.